The Creepy Graveyard Keeper. Introduction. In a rural part of the United States, there was a small town known for its unsettling legends. On the outskirts of the town, hidden deep in the woods, lay an old, forgotten cemetery. Over time, the cemetery had become a place of eerie tales and whispered fears. Its caretaker, a mysterious and elderly man named Victor, was the subject of many chilling stories among the townsfolk. No one knew much about Victor, except that he had tended to the cemetery for years, day and night. Victor's mystery. Victor was an enigmatic figure, rarely seen outside the cemetery. He wore old-fashioned clothes and spent countless hours wandering among the graves, adjusting and maintaining the old tombstones. The townspeople found him unsettling, his quiet demeanor and solitary existence adding to the aura of mystery surrounding him. No one dared to visit the cemetery at night, fearing the dark and the unknown rituals that might be taking place. The brave reporter. One day, a courageous reporter named Emily decided to investigate the dark stories surrounding the town. The legend spoke of strange and frightening occurrences at the cemetery late at night. Determined to uncover the truth, Emily decided to visit the cemetery after dark. As the sun set, she grabbed a flashlight and a camera and ventured into the cemetery. Despite the warnings from the townsfolk, she stepped into the darkness. The dark night. As Emily made her way deeper into the cemetery, she began to hear unsettling noises, whispers and distant groans that seemed to echo from the shadows. The darkness made it difficult to see, but she pressed on. Gradually, Emily spotted a figure among the graves. It was Victor, moving silently among the tombstones, blending into the shadows. Victor's terrifying ritual. Gathering her courage, Emily approached Victor. "Why are you here so late at night?" she asked. Victor turned slowly and gave her a cold, distant stare. "It is my duty to protect the dead," he replied. Emily noticed the emptiness in Victor's eyes, as though he was conversing with the dead. He added cryptically, "But some spirits refuse to find peace. I must work harder to ensure they do." Horrific discovery. Emily began to realize the grim truth behind Victor's words. As the night wore on, she followed Victor to the far reaches of the cemetery. She observed him meticulously arranging and adjusting the tombstones. In the deeper parts of the cemetery, Emily discovered that Victor was not just a caretaker but a serial killer. Over the years, Victor had been bringing the town's missing and forgotten people to the cemetery. His eyes seemed to mark each grave with a chilling significance. Victor was not just maintaining the cemetery, he was using it to hide his victims and supposedly provide them with eternal peace. Final confrontation. Determined to expose Victor's horrifying secret, Emily began recording a video with her phone. However, Victor noticed what she was doing and swiftly approached her. Emily, in a panic, tried to flee the cemetery. Victor caught her and dragged her into the depths of the graveyard. Her screams echoed through the darkened corners of the cemetery throughout the night. The next morning, the townsfolk realized Emily was missing and started a search. However, the cemetery had turned into a nightmare of its own. Dark secrets. Emily's disappearance became a topic of gossip, but the cemetery and Victor's horrifying secrets remained hidden from the townsfolk. The graveyard remained a place of eternal torment, holding the forgotten souls and the town's hidden victims. Victor continued to be a shadowy figure, lost among the ghosts and the grim history of the cemetery, known only through whispered tales and chilling legends. Horror stories.